No.
Oh.
Here we are again. These two.
These two. So fresh off our Black Friday, Cyber Monday launches, which went all right. I got 9 sign-ups in the end, which I was quite pleased with.
Nice.
And I feel like there's the 10th is going to pop up somewhere,
100%.
The right number 10. So I'm quite pleased with that. And we got some new people into our Client Funnels Academy, which is our training program to get people to create their own funnels, their own ways to create. I'm not supposed to say funnels anymore, are we?
No, I had to really resist the urge with some of the content I was doing this morning. I was like,
I
process?
know, Paul, look, I've written it right there. Funnel.
Brilliant.
So just one last thing before we do finish for Christmas.
Just one more.
Just one more thing. Although I did come off the back of Catalyst, which I am also going to probably promote before Christmas, let's be honest. And I said, I'm not going to launch anything new.
Yeah. And then I messaged you this morning and said, let's launch something new.
And I went, all right then.
It's because I know I could literally put anything in front of you and you're like, it's like you've just got that inbuilt thing, haven't you? Of like, hustle starts now. Like, let's
do it. Why not? So the reason why I said yes to this, even though I said I was going to say no to everything, is because I'm like, oh, Pete, I love this one.
Yeah.
When you said it, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun and it's going to be really useful for somebody and it's going to make a real impact on the business. And I'll tell you why. And Paul and I go back and forth on this quite a bit, because when I think about the problem we're really solving with Client Funnels Academy and Client Funnels, the business, is not we create a funnel, it's suddenly you go from, I don't know what's working and I don't know what's happening and I don't know where my next client's coming from and I'm doing all the things on social media that Helen's telling me to do and I'm just, what next? How do I, if I really focus, my business has been very focused on how do I grow my audience? Yeah, how do I engage my audience? And how do I get leads from my audience that way? This to me is like, oh, how do I get that audience into a place where I can be really clear that I know who they are, I know if they're ready to invest, I know that they're interested in the thing that I'm going to talk to them about on the webinar, and it's really clear the tangible outcome on this one. And that's what I love about it. So webinar funnels for me are dead sexy because you can set them up really quickly. You can run a webinar like you'd run anyway. So I'm going to guess most of the people who are going to sign up for this have already run webinars or understand, they've already got a webinar and they've already converted off a webinar and they already understand what a webinar. Or it might be you're doing your first one. But this really top and tails it so much slicker than, can we say Zoom does? Can we say that? I don't want to get cancelled by Zoom. But having a webinar registration where you get your name and your email is like the standard.
Yeah.
Having a webinar funnel is like the all singing, all dancing version of that. But you only have to create it once. And it's the 5 killer questions you ask on the way in. And it's completely transformed my businesses. And then the way that you close it out after. So not only do you get people to come to a webinar, and that's kind of like webinar 101, right? We're going to get people to come to the webinar. And we're going to help you with that as well. Obviously, I'll be helping with that. And Paul, but that's kind of like my wheelhouse, isn't it? How do we get people to come to the webinar, right? How do we get this kind of, this buzz going and getting people to sign up? But the funnel element is like all of that energy, all of that effort, all of that hustle to get people to come to the webinar. It's very clear who these people are, how you can help them, how motivated they are for you to help them, and how able they are to invest in working with you. And when you know that, it's like so much more powerful when you know who's going to be on the webinar before you even do the webinar. And quite often in our experience, people already say they want to speak to me before the webinar, before they've even seen the thing, right? So you could be getting leads before you even do the thing. So when we ran one of these, I think we had about 21 people saying, yeah, I want to speak to Helen.
Yeah, within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours, I was like, do we even need to do the webinar now? Like, I've got my 20 leads.
The thing with that as well for us is we've done it 3 times in total, and every time the same thing's happened.
Yeah, it just works. It just absolutely works, which is great. Now, so we create these funnels in my business, and Paul creates these funnels, and we can do it in a heartbeat. It's brilliant. We can get them up and running. get people along to the webinar, know who wants to speak to me, know who these people are, and then close it out. It's very short, and that's what I like about it. This isn't an overarching plan for 2023. This is my plan for January, the last couple of weeks of January. I'm going to promote it, I'm going to deliver it, I'm going to close it out, I'm going to make some money in January, and that, doesn't get much sexier than that. But what I would say is I can talk the talk, but I cannot walk the walk on this stuff because I've got no idea how to build a funnel. That's where Paul comes in, which is why this is a 1-to-2 offer, not a 1-to-1 offer. Because if it was just me and you, we would be like the blind leading the blind when it comes to the technology and how it all fits together. Now,
and actually, that's the beauty of it, the tech, isn't it? Really, because
magic, right?
It just runs. Like it will just run. Like your audience will be nurtured on the way in. They'll be sold to on the way out. Like it just will happen. Like it'll just happen. You won't even need to touch it. It will just run.
You'll be the equivalent of the gift shop at the zoo.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to go buy you on the way out.
Sold to on the way out. Yeah. So you'll have this sort of fully functioning link. So this is what I love about it, because you're going to become the new me, right? So what I love about it is I just have the link. I don't have to think about anything but the link. Paul makes the link magic work. Behind the link, there's magic. There's emails, there's technology, there's a dashboard and all that kind of good stuff, right? And there's data, all in the magical link.
There's lots of data.
We're going to help you create your own magical link, and that's the power of it. So all you need to do is focus on posting the link and getting lots of people interested in the link. And obviously that's my wheelhouse. But you'll have this magical link forever. And the big offer here, I think, is that we are going to help you make this funnel evergreen after you've done the live event. So you will just have your magical link that you can post anytime, get people interested in coming along, watching the webinar. It's all going to be recorded at this point, and you can just get on with your day. So I'm excited about this one.
Easy.
So how's it going to work, Paul?
It's so easy. So in terms of the actual work, in terms of what we are going to do, it's got a notification to say you're live. That was quite a late notification. 7 minutes in.
That's why I've only got 2 viewers.
Do you think Facebook waited for you to finish talking and then was like, now we'll send it out? Sorry, back on track. So from our point of view, what we're going to do for you is, so let's take you through the journey of like the client. So where they're going to go in terms of what they're going to see from you. So they're going to see you on social media promoting this incredible webinar. The webinar is going to hook them in with something that is an absolute no-brainer to them. So we're going to help you create the hook. We're going to help you create the strategy that will put your webinar in front of as many people as possible. They're then going to click the magical link, which is going to take them to a web page, which we're going to build for you, that will be all singing, all dancing, everything that it needs to be in order to bring them into the webinar. They'll then give their name and email address and answer 5 really simple questions. The automated system then is going to automatically register them for the webinar in Zoom, and it's going to put them into a nurture sequence. So we're going to start nurturing them before they even get into the webinar so that they know who you are, what you deliver, how you deliver it, and what's in it for them at the very, very end. We're then going to help you with your actual webinar to make sure that it works and that it's going to convert. We'll help you with the pitch at the end, and then we'll help you close it out. So we'll write an email sequence for you that follows the webinar, a nice little sales sequence. We'll help you send out the recording. Make sure you send out the recording.
Make sure there is a replay.
And then we'll help you close out your sales calls. So our advice always is to do sales calls. It is an optional thing, but you will get better results if you do them. We'll help you use them and close them out. So all in all, as an end-to-end process, it'll be 4 weeks.
It sounds so good. I feel like we've underpriced it.
We always underprice everything.
We always underprice it, but we just want to get people in and help them.
I want to know that it works.
And make sure it works, yeah. Because we've not done this hybrid. It's kind of, it's not done for you. It's not completely hands off. You know, it's going to be very much done with you, very together, you know, but we're going to go get it done in 4 weeks. You'll have built it, done it, delivered it, sold it, closed it, made some money in a month.
Do you know when we started coming up with this offer? I was thinking about this earlier on. We started coming up with this offer in January last year.
We
When we
did.
were talking about Launch Week Live,
Yes.
that's where this whole thing came from. And the beauty of that for me was that you'll also, I haven't said anything to Helen about this, but you'll have a channel to us, and we'll probably WhatsApp, where you can message us and say, I've just done a sales call and it was awful. What should I do to change? And we're there to pick you up. Or
Cheers, squad.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll cheerlead you every single step of the way. We'll help you every single step of the way. Like, this is like massive access.
This is a good point, because the other kind of the other benefit, I guess, of working with us is that the way that we're structuring the offer, we really need you to succeed, right? So we'll throw everything at it, and that includes, because we're only going to work with people on application, so it's not to anybody. Like, we have to know that you've got a good offer, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Something that we'd be happy to put our name to, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in our interest, isn't it, to help you get as many people onto the webinar, to help you as much as possible. So, you know, we'll be sharing your stuff and talking about it, and what we used to say in the Catalyst, like the hype squad, right? We'll be bringing it.
Hype train.
Hype train, that's it, yeah. So it's kind of, there's a lot of additional benefits to this, more than, you know, your magical link. But I think if you structure it in that way, you'll have something that you can rely on forever. You know, once you know it works, you just do more of that, and then you can just structure that into your marketing strategy for 2023.
Nice. And we want to split the risk with you, because we know, you know, it's interesting. I've been talking to someone this week who potentially wants to do a done for you with us, and they're literally like, how do I know it's going to work? How do I know, you know, all the risks on me? How do I take all that? So the way we've structured this office is to take half of the risk for you. So all we want you to do, if you want to do this, is pay us a deposit and pay the rest when you get a result.
Simple as that.
Absolutely no brainer.
So how do people put the hand up and say, this sounds like something I want to do early next year?
They can send either of us a DM, I guess, but ideally you, because you are the master of screening people. I'm like, yeah, this one's great. Yeah, we can help this one. What's their business? Oh, they don't have one.
Yeah. So it's if you want to create a webinar funnel that converts in 2023, for sure. Send me a DM. We'll get chatting and see where you're at. It's really important that it works, obviously, for us, because we want to do more of this in 2023. We want to get it so it works really well, get a really good piece of social proof, and obviously get our money. Because if you don't succeed, we don't get our money. So there's definitely going to be a screening process to be had. Deposits will need to be paid before Christmas, so you need to be in a financial position to invest. But yeah, if all of that lines up, sounds interesting, send me a message on Facebook, or I'll put my WhatsApp link in after the call.
Nice. Too good to be true, this. Too good to be true.
An irresistible offer.
And then watch out for the summer next year where we'll do this live.
Yes. What I really want to do is get people in a room for a week and make them do it all in the week.
That's where this started, wasn't it? We were like, we should rent a guest house in Brighton and we should get everyone around this massive table just making sales calls all day long.
Just getting the webinar up and running. Everyone deliver on the Wednesday, like in hourly slots, and everyone close out on the Thursday and the Friday, and then we all go and party on Friday night. That's the plan for the summer. Yeah, Launch Week Live, but this is going to be a virtual version of that. But yeah, up, running, done, dusted in 4 weeks in January. Like, you can't say fairer than that. You'll know if it's worked by then.
Nice. Brad's asking for the price, so it's going to be £2,000. The deposit will be 50%, so £1,000 before Christmas
now, and £1,000 when we make it back,
which will be the end of January.
Yes, so that's going to be fun. You're going to make money. We're going to make money. January's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can also have to do a lot of work.
But if you get going before, if we kind of start on it sooner rather than later, we can give you all the stuff you need to be doing over Christmas. So you've got time to think about it and think about the theory. We can easily kick it off in December.
It's going to be
good. There's loads of time. The quicker you pay your deposit, the quicker you can get started, really, and the more support you're going to get from us. So, and we will limit numbers.
Yeah.
I started writing a post this morning and I wrote 5 and then I deleted it and I wrote 10 and then I deleted it again and I was like, so I just put some businesses.
Some businesses. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because you're like, we want a limit, and then you meet amazing people. So the 2K, Sarah is asking over on LinkedIn. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with a small number of businesses, of which we've not decided yet.
Yeah.
Way to go!
I'll do the numbers.
Yeah, scarcity.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to work with small numbers of businesses to create a webinar funnel, so a magical link that people can click on, sign up to register for your funnel using the 5 killer questions that we'll be working with you to really get in place. So you know exactly who's coming to the webinar, not just a name and email. So you know who they are, you know how motivated they are, what the problem they've got, and have they got the funds to invest, and are they willing to do that? So really getting data before people get on the call or get onto the webinar, and then we're going to help you close it out. So Paul's a sales specialist, coached many a sales team on making sales calls and closing out and all that kind of strategy. I'm the fill in the funnel type person, so I'll help you. I will put you into beast mode basically in January to make sure you promote this more than you ever thought possible, to make sure you fill your funnel. And what we're going to do is then create the funnel as evergreen. So once you've done a live webinar and you've closed that out, we'll then turn this into a evergreen funnel that you can use forever and ever. You just need your magical link. So doing it for 2K, I'd say probably 5 businesses, and it's £1,000 deposit now before Christmas. As soon as you can get it to us, as soon as we can give you the sort of homework, and we're going to deliver it in January. So it's a 4-week process, and you should be done, dusted, and delivered by the end of Jan. And then we take £1,000, the other 50% back once you've delivered it, closed it out, and made it back. Brad lives in Brighton and is a motivational sales coach. Yes. We can get Brad in for the afternoon shouting at people. Come on.
Makes my life easy if I don't have to do that bit.
High five. Yeah, we'll just go down the front. Okay, amazing. So I've got another call now, so I've got to go, but send us a DM basically, and we'll go through it in the DMs with you. And it is only for people we know that we can help, and people that are going to do the work in terms of getting it full and closed out, because that is obviously, you do need to step up and do that bit. So yeah, thanks Paul for giving me something new to do.
You're welcome.
Thanks. And we'll be back before the end of the year to talk about Catalyst for 2022, which is
and maybe an other thing.
No more other thing.
We're now done with the penultimate launch of 2022.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, I can see my DMs starting to light up like a Christmas tree. So I've got 5 minutes for my next call. I will be in touch with everyone who's messaged me. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.